Mic check. 1 2 1 2. We good? We good? Give me a thumbs up if we're good. I feel like what is that, Gladiator, where he puts his hand out and he's like, ugh. What is up, guys? I am actually outside of my house right now, and you might wonder what this thing is behind me. Well, guys, this is my rental car. So before we start this full day of eating video, I kind of just wanted to touch base with you. I didn't want to make just a standard full day of eating video. This is still an episode on my series, but I figured that, you know, I'm going to pepper in some real life stuff too. I just don't want to make it a straight full day of eating. So this is my rental car. Fancy, I know. Let's take a better look. Here we go, guys. Check it out. We got ourselves a Nissan Altima 4-door. I had to pay a little extra to get this thing because they tried to put me in some Mitsubishi deal I just wasn't having. So we're gonna go ahead and have this for probably the next week or so. They're estimating my car will be fixed on Friday, so pretty cool. So if you see me whipping around in this video or videos for the next week, you will know that it's because this is my rental car from the accident. If you missed what's actually happening, I got into a car accident, hit a deer. Long story short, everything's gonna be fine, totally good, but they're fixing my car and this is what I have. So little update, but anyways, I am starving. Let's go have meal one. We officially made it inside, but at what cost? You might be wondering why I'm making a big deal about this, but literally as I was coming inside, if you've been following my content, you realize that I replaced my lock on my door a little while ago. Used to have a keypad entry lock, but I just switched up to an actual key lock. And I go to come inside and I locked my keys in my house. So I had to employ a super secret strategy to get inside. And you know what? Everything's fine, everything's good, but it's one of those things, it's easy to let those little things, right, add up. And not that I would necessarily consider that a little thing, but it's easy to let minor inconveniences and stuff that goes wrong just like set your whole day off on the wrong foot, right? I used to be the type of person, something like that I would have been like so mad about, like why'd that happen? Stupid. And I would have maybe punished myself a little bit, right? But you gotta realize that all this stuff just happens for a reason. And you really do, I know you hear this a lot, but you gotta sweat the small stuff. If you let the little things ruin your day, when those big things happen, it's gonna completely make you collapse. It's gonna dilapidate you in all reality. But if you really just let the small stuff slide off, when those big things happen, you're more prepared for them, you're more able to just overcome them, like my car accident, right? Like when my door handles fell off and left my house wide open for whoever wanted to come in when that happened. So like I said, just don't let those little things dictate your mood, right? It's your mood, your brain, your happiness. You're in control of that, right? Don't let this outside stuff affect you that way. But anyways, this is a full day of eating video and I am just rambling. So let's get down to the food part. You guys ready? Let's do it! Now, before we get started on all this for the day, I want you guys to understand that I follow macros. Now, I do try to eat as clean as I possibly can when I'm on a cut, simply because I feel like I get the best results that way. I get some people that ask me IFYM versus clean eating versus bro dieting and all this stuff. And honestly, I believe you'll make similar progress, right? Let's say you take the same set of macros and you do one extremely clean. You only eat your complex carbohydrates, your veggies and everything. Then you have your other one where you're kind of filling your macro sources. You're still hitting them, but you're filling them with like foods that might not be considered so clean, right? And I don't like the term of using clean food versus dirty food. I mean, some foods are really high in fat, really high in sodium, and I think those, it's safe to call those dirty foods. But in the end, everything you eat is still nutrition. It's still fuel for your body, right? No matter what it is, even if it's a piece of processed string cheese versus a 4-ounce serving of chicken breast. In the end, it's all food and your body's gonna metabolize it as fuel. Now, the difference between the two though, if you hit the same macros on both, is that your clean foods are gonna have those micronutrients in them and they're very nutrient dense, which means you're getting a lot of vitamins, a lot of minerals, stuff that's essential for your overall health, metabolism, brain function, and all that stuff. And I just find that if I fill my macros with like Pop-Tarts and crap food, all that does, all those artificial sweeteners and all that stuff, being micronutrient deficient really makes it way harder for me to follow my diet. In the long run, you're gonna watch what I eat today, and some of the foods might not be considered 100% clean, right? But I'm gonna do a delicate balance. I'm getting my veggies in, I'm getting my good lean protein sources in, and for the most part, we're gonna be pretty on point. But you're gonna see probably my final meal of the day today that things are gonna be a little different in regards to how I like to enjoy my final meal of the day. So anyways, guys, enough talking. Let's go ahead and get down to business. I am starving. It is officially 3:42 p.m. I talk about the fact that I fast a lot, and I've been fasting all day so far. I have not had any food yet. I haven't even had one meal. So like I tell you guys, my normal window is between 1 to 2 p.m. to 9 to 10 p.m. of fasting. But today I've had a lot come up. I've been really busy and honestly haven't really been super hungry. I've just kind of been sipping on my branched chain amino acids, had my pure bolics in the morning, and I feel good. I feel dialed in, but it is now time to officially eat. I haven't went to the gym or anything yet, so let's get started with meal one. And I'm also too in this video gonna go over a little bit of my routine and kind of what helps me out. Now, I talk about eating all my meals and prepping food in advance, but the strategy that I tend to employ most is every morning I cook breakfast and take care of the minor things that I need to get ready for some other meals. When I say minor things, I mean like, for instance, right now, I know I have enough broccoli, right, for one of my meals. And what I typically do when I'm meal prepping is I make my primary proteins at that point. So I'll do like my chicken breast, my cod, which you'll see me eat later, but I'll make those and I'll kind of structure those meals out, knowing in advance, like no matter what, I'm eating those 2 meals a day, or 2 meals of my protein, my complex carbs, and my veggies, to make sure I not only get my veggies in, but I get those micronutrient dense sources of carbohydrates such as my brown rice and my sweet potato. And I'm also getting those nice protein sources in there. I find that your body's gonna break down amino acids better when you're eating an actual real meat food. You know, I have some people that tell me they get all their protein and their macros from protein shakes, which protein shakes are a tool that I will implement later on in this video and show you, but I think that you're kind of leaving some progress on the table in that regard. Some people have different mixed opinions on that, but I don't think in all reality, when a protein company tells you there's 50 grams of protein in a shake, I don't necessarily think you're getting all of that, and I don't think your body metabolizes it the same way. But that's just my personal experience. So focus on clean, real foods for the majority of your macros. If you want to throw in a shake or a protein bar here and there, hey, totally fine in my opinion. So what I'm gonna do right now before we start anything is throw my Brussels sprouts, because I need this for one of my meals later on in the day. I'm gonna throw those in the microwave right now to start those cooking, and I'm also gonna eat those with meal one right here. So let me throw these in the microwave real quick. Now the macros for these meals, I'm not gonna crunch all the numbers right now and talk to you about them right now. What I'll do is as I'm going through the video, I'll put the macros for each meal at the bottom of the screen. You'll probably see it like right here eventually, maybe right now, who knows? We're thinking ahead, we're planning in advance. As I go through these, I'll put the macros there. Now, we have, for meal number one, I'm gonna go ahead and do, I have these Mission Carb Balance Tortillas. I'm gonna do 2 of these for breakfast. And I found these, now they're 19 grams of carbs a piece, but these ones have 15 grams of fiber in them. So you only really get a 4-gram net carb. But I'm also getting a lot of questions about net carbs lately. Here's my general rule of thumb, right? I hit about 150 grams of carbohydrates a day on my macros right now. And some people like to say, oh, I have 150 grams of carbs, we're gonna make those all net carbs. Well, in reality then, you can eat, what is that? 15, you could eat 30. Yeah, 30, no, more than 30. You could eat this entire packet, 2 or 3 packets of this, and you would be exactly where you need to be carb-wise if you're counting net carbs, which means you subtract the fiber from the overall carbohydrate count. Now, my only problem with that is that only certain fibers your body doesn't absorb. There's soluble fiber and insoluble fiber, and a lot of these nutrition labels aren't gonna differentiate between the two. It's safe to say any fiber you're getting in like broccoli, asparagus, a green leafy vegetable, or fiber that's in like brown rice or fiber that's in like sweet potato, that's gonna be fiber your body doesn't absorb. But stuff like this, it doesn't tell you, right? And so people think, oh, it has this fiber, I'll subtract it. I don't treat it that way. If I'm gonna have these, yeah, I will opt for the higher fiber versions just because I feel like that's helping your digestion, helping everything move through. But in all reality, guys, I think when you count net carbs like that and you're kind of using stuff like this as an excuse, that is kind of shooting yourself in the foot a little bit. So my personal opinion, you're gonna see me today, I'm not gonna subtract fiber out. We're gonna hit 150 grams of carbs, everything in total. That's including fiber. That's just the way I like to do it, and I find that I get the best progress this way, personally. And then we will also be doing, to pair with this meal, I have 3 eggs I've already deshelled that are down in here that we're gonna use. That's gonna give us 15 grams of healthy fat. And we're also gonna use a container of break-free liquid egg whites. 50 grams of protein in this thing, guys. So I'm telling you, please don't discount your egg whites. I had someone comment the other day, and I do read the comments, by the way. Someone commented and said, how does he hit so much protein in a day? Well, 50 grams of it's coming from egg whites almost every single day. So just a heads up there. But basically, what I'm planning on doing, we're gonna make a couple tortillas here with some eggs, and I like to call them egg and egg white wraps first thing in the morning. Get some complex carbohydrates in there. That's just a really good meal. So that's the game plan. So the first thing I like to do, guys, is take my wrap and place it in the pan, move it around a little bit. I don't know why, you don't have to do this. This is personal preference for me. Some people like to microwave them. I just kind of like to put them in the pan, kind of move them around a little bit just for a second, flip it over, let it get some of that cooking oil on there. Make it taste good. Ouch. I recommend using gloves or a utensil of some sort, but I like to live life dangerously. And what I'll do now is add a little bit more spray to this first, almost goofed. There we go. Make sure it doesn't stick, and boom. And then here comes the egg whites. Now I'm just gonna go ahead and add a couple little seasonings, a little bit of ground cumin to these, nothing crazy, and then a little bit of lemon and pepper. I've been trying to keep my sodium a little lower, but I ran out of all my sodium-free seasonings, so this is gonna have to do for today. If you're drinking your water, sodium's really not that big of a deal as long as you're not being super crazy with it. Then I go in here, mix these up. Look how fast these are cooking, guys. When you preheat your pans, this is just such a simple process. People ask me all the time why I eat eggs so often, and it's really because they're so convenient. I'll come down maybe 5 or 10 minutes before I cook them, take the pan, turn it on, let it preheat, then you just add a little bit of oil, and boom, you are good to go. Okay, see? Look at these. The key with making good eggs too, just stand and stick with them. Perfect. So what I'll go ahead and do now is put them on my tortilla plate, transfer, and then we'll add these to this one. And keep in mind, you'll probably have some, if you do this much, you'll probably have some leftover egg whites here. Bingo. Nice. Now, what I'm gonna do with the ones left over that don't fit the tortillas is I'm gonna take it and put it in a meal prep container and eat it later on today at some point. Now, I personally don't do this all the time, but if I do find that I have extras left over and I don't want to eat that much in one meal, I will go ahead and save it for later. So I've already factored all this into MyFitnessPal, so no harm, no foul. I will just go ahead and consume this later and it's gonna fit and everything's gonna be good. Since I've already weighed it and tracked it, I might as well eat it. I could remove it, but at this point we've already mixed the eggs with it and we've mixed the egg whites together. So it's kinda a little iffy game if we're talking counting macros. So I'll just go ahead and consume this later on and that'll be an addition to another meal. All right guys, it is officially time to eat meal number 1. So if you can see what we have here, check it out. It ended up finishing pretty nice. We got our 2 tortillas, we got our eggs and egg white concoction, as well as some Brussels sprouts to get some veggies in at meal 1. Now, you don't need to necessarily get your veggies in at meal 1, but heck, I figured why not? I had to go ahead and make them. I might as well eat them now while they're fresh anyway. So what I'm gonna be putting on this is Taco Bell fire sauce, 0 calorie, pretty low in sodium to be honest, and tastes really good. Now, I'm probably gonna regret this tomorrow when my stomach hurts. So if you see tomorrow's video and I am complaining about this, we'll know not to do this. But I had it in the fridge, I figured I might as well use it. If you wanted to make these yourself, you can obviously take macro foods and like add to this. So you could take some brown rice, put it in here, some white rice. I've even mixed sweet potato in my egg before and I absolutely love it. So let's go ahead and just do a quick little taste test before we move on to meal 2. Oh yeah, by the way, I'm gonna put the macros right here for this meal. This is exactly what's in this, everything right here. Go ahead and see how she is. Oh man, that is so good. I know it might not sound very good, eggs, egg whites on a tortilla with some hot sauce / salsa, but boy, this is amazing. Get a look at that goodness. Look at that. It's dripping, it's so good. Anyways, I'm gonna go ahead, finish this up. I've been rambling a ton, I'm only 1 meal into this, so I'll try to speed the next ones up. Anyways, I will be back for meal number 2. Meal 1 is done. I gotta run a couple errands. I'm actually getting ready to go to the post office to drop off some shirts. Thank you to everybody that's been ordering on rjfitapparel.com. Really appreciate it. Helps me out a ton, and you guys get some good quality apparel out of the deal. So I think it's a win-win for everybody. So I'm gonna run there, gotta run to the store, pick up a few things, and then I'll be back and we will get meal number 2 started. What's up guys? It is time for meal number 2. Just got back from the store. You're probably like, why is this guy so high energy? Well, it's super sunny outside, had the windows down. I would say sunroof open, but I'm in a rental, and that sun hits you, and nothing makes you feel better than a little bit of vitamin D, if you know what I mean. So we'll go ahead and grab meal number 2. Now, this isn't gonna be too exciting because you guys already know, if you've been following me, you know kind of how I've been prepping for this, but we have some cod, sweet potato, and Brussels sprouts. I don't want to say a bland meal, but it's perfect for our goals. Lean protein source. We got our complex carbs, our veggies, everything here. As you can see, the other part of the Brussels sprouts from earlier that I made fit into this meal. I've already tracked them, calculated them, and everything. I'll put the macros for this meal right here. And these are surprisingly low calorie. I had someone talk to me about that the other day. They're like, I can't believe I made a meal plan for them, a client, right? They're like, I can't believe how much food I get to eat, and there's really not this many calories in it. And I'm like, there's a big difference between junk food that is very calorie dense and micronutrient deficient and good clean food. So what I'm gonna do to spice this up a little bit though, just got back from the store and check this out. I've never had this before. It looks like it's chili garlic sauce. Never had it, but there's no carbs, no fat, or no protein in it. And I love sriracha, but sriracha unfortunately has a gram of sugar per serving. There's like 238 servings in one of those things. So pay attention to the sauces you're using to make sure they're sabotaging your progress. But this looks like it's gonna be good. So I'm gonna throw this in the microwave, get it ready. We'll give this a little taste test and see how she turns out. And And here we are. Now, like I said, this is meal 2, and it is approximately, I forget the first meal I ate, what time that was. I know I told you guys it was like 3 p.m. So it is now about 5:46, my second meal of the day, and I still have probably 3 meals left today. So I'll end up combining some to make them all fit, but we'll deal with that when we get to it. So we're gonna go ahead and give this chili sauce a try. Look down in there, guys. Look at that. It smells amazing, so let's see how she does. A little bit here, spread her around. Okay, taste test time, guys. Nice little chunk. Okay, let's give you a better view. Not that. Hey, there we go. There we go. Okay, little chili sauce, little Brussels. We got get a little sweet potato on there. We'll just get the entire spectrum of flavors. 3, 2, 1. Oh. That chili sauce is excellent. Spicy. Today so far, my spiciness radar has not gone off enough. My spicy sense, it's like the spider sense, but it's my spicy sense. When I know foods are gonna upset my stomach, but hey, we've already took the plunge with the fire sauce, so we might as well use a little more of this. All about the sauces and making your bland food not taste as bad. I hate to say bland food, because really this is what we should be eating, right? We're just in this world where processed food is all we know, and sugar overload and taste bud overload, and foods are chemically engineered to make us addicted to them. I mean, honestly, look that up if you want to let your mind blown a little bit, but this is really how we should be eating, so I hate to say make your bland food taste better, because it's already good in my opinion, but if you can spice it up a little bit, then why not, right? Why not make the best of this situation that we're in? So anyways, guys, meal 2 is done, and I'm gonna go ahead, eat this. I gotta do some editing, then I'll be back for meal number 3 before I head to the gym. See you guys soon. Okay guys, so here I am back again for meal number technically 3 and 4. It is about 8:17. I just finished editing Shredding Season episode 3. I've really been trying to get a good jump on this series, so I've been like putting a lot of work into these edits, trying to make sure I'm bringing you guys the best content that I possibly can. So it's late, I still haven't been to the gym or done my cardio yet, so in lieu of coming back and then having to eat a lot of food right after, I'm gonna get some of this in me to fuel me. Now, this is the eggs from earlier that I prepped. I told you guys I kind of put them off to the side to eat later. We're gonna go ahead and hit that, as well as the cod, broccoli, and brown rice I had prepped in advance. So I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in the microwave real quick, take them out, and then we will go ahead and get meal 3 and 4 consumed. All right, take the eggs out, go ahead and put the fish in. There we go, and I'm gonna go ahead and eat the eggs while that's cooking. So good. A lot of people ask me about reheated eggs. I'm telling you, they're not bad at all. Not bad. Anyways, I'm not gonna sit here and talk too long while that microwave's going, because the audio probably is not that good, but I'll find out if the new mic does better than my old camera, so I'll check in when this is done. All right guys, food is done, so I'm gonna go ahead and eat both of these meals really fast, and then here's the thing that people don't really understand maybe a little bit about what I do. I have not missed a video upload. I wanna say we're like 127, 128 days in a row of videos I've put out. Now, a few of them have been a little like, you know, me just kind of sitting and talking, but for the most part, they're pretty extensive videos, and I put a lot of time, a lot of effort, a lot of energy into it. Combining meals is something I have to do quite often, and I get asked that a lot too, like, is it okay to combine meals? What if I can't eat every 3 hours? And what I'm gonna tell you right now, no matter what anybody else says, what works personally for me, and I mean, I've done research and stuff on it, but I've been following this for a while, and it seems to work perfect for me, is that you don't need to worry about meal timing, and you don't need to worry really about how often you're eating or spreading your meals out. If you eat all your meals in one tiny little window, right, but your macros are still where you need them to be for that day, then you are fine. Whether you spread them out, you put them in close, find what works for you. And what works for me is, you know, a little bit of both. If I can spread them out, I like to do that. I think personally I kind of stay fuller longer, and I like having little things to go to. In events like this is how I have to do it, guys. A little bit of jalapeno mustard on these eggs. I was gonna show it to you, but it's not here. I'm already feeling my stomach get upset though from the hot sauce earlier, so I might take it a little easy on the cod, brown rice, and broccoli. But I'll go ahead right now, I'll put the meal 3 macros right here. Meal 3 being, we'll go ahead and just call it the cod and the broccoli and the brown rice. I'll put meal 4 macros here. No, this ain't a joke. You're probably gonna see all zeros, and that is because I did all that math in my phone on MyFitnessPal for meal 1. So hopefully that makes sense. But anyways, I'm gonna eat this stuff really fast. I gotta put the video on YouTube, run to the gym, get that done. I'll be back here about 10 p.m., which is fine for my fasting window because I ate later today. So it all actually kind of worked out. Final meal is by far the best meal, the one I look forward to, and the one that keeps me on point with my diet, stuff like this. And I think you guys are really gonna like what you see. So I will be back here in a little bit, and we will show you the epic final meal, and I'll go over the MyFitnessPal details with you, so stay tuned. What is up, guys? Just got back from the gym, and I'm not gonna lie to you, it is 10:40 at night, and I am exhausted, but I still have meals to eat. I wish I could just go to bed, but that's not a possibility right now. Like, that's the thing. I always make sure that I don't get lazy with my nutrition, right? Undereating can be just as bad for you as overeating in some circumstances with metabolic shutdown and things like that. So I need to go get in the shower. I'm gonna go ahead and set the oven to preheat because yes, this final meal will involve a baked good of some sort. All right, we're good to go there. I'm gonna go hop in the shower, get wound down for the night, check on my YouTube video that I uploaded, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, fresh out of the shower, and now it's time to get this meal ready. It is way too late, so I need to get this stuff cooked, prepared, that way I can sit down and relax a little bit. So what I have here is a bowl of oatmeal I'm getting ready to put in the microwave. Nothing special about it yet. All it is water, instant oatmeal, with some cinnamon in here. So I'm gonna throw it in the microwave, and then I'm also gonna place this in the oven. This is protein muffins. I have made these on my channel before in a recipe video. I'll put the link down in the description box below. So I'm gonna get this stuff ready, and then I'll be right back and we'll finish this up. Okay guys, everything is done, and I'm finally getting ready to enjoy my final meal. So check it out, and look how these turned out, guys. These protein muffins are absolutely delicious. I'm telling you guys, this is such a simple, low-calorie recipe. These are amazing. And I also have my s'mores oatmeal I'm gonna eat that I had some fat macros left over with that I went ahead and added into this to make it creamier. And then on top of that, at the store today, I bought me a thing of almond butter, maple, and just an individual packet. Now, I talk about this a lot in my videos, but you got to avoid trigger foods. So instead, I mean, this is one of my favorite foods, right? Instead of buying the entire jar, which I'm telling you, one of the most calorically dense foods you can eat and overeat is peanut butter or almond butter because they're so high in fat. Literally a spoonful is 200 calories. This guarantees I just get one serving and there's nothing in there to tempt me or for me to think about, because if it's in there, it's playing mind games with you guys. I have struggled with this so often where it's like, okay, I have my serving, then I'm in here trying to watch TV and I'm hungry and I'm thinking and I'm like, oh man, that's in there. That's in there. I'm trying to tell you guys, like, avoid temptation. So that's why I went with this option. I'm gonna take some of this, put it on these muffins, and then even then, we'll do a taste test, right? I'm gonna take a muffin, dip it in the oatmeal, which is what I love to do. Grab a nice little, okay, that's what we're doing, right? There we go. That's what we're getting ready to have right there. Perfect. Okay, you guys ready? I just can't even describe how amazing that is. Now, I did this to show you guys that dieting does not have to be this thing where you're just a slave to the food you eat and you absolutely despise every meal. I'm gonna love this. I'm absolutely gonna love this. Those wraps I had in the morning, I absolutely loved those, guys. My fish and my veggies, I am at a point where I do actually enjoy those. But this right here is like a dessert, low in calories, hits my macros. This meal alone, I'll put the macros for it, where I'll just combine these two into one giant meal. All of this nutrition right here in one giant meal. That is right here. Basically, this is my fill-in meal. So I'm filling up the rest of my protein here, I'm filling up the rest of my carbs here, I'm filling up the rest of my fat here. And I had kind of calculated all this in MyFitnessPal this morning when I woke up, which is an app that if you don't have, you should download. I'm telling you guys, this is amazing. If you guys want to see me make a video, I thought about this, breaking down how to use the app, like an instructional guide, then I could do that. If you guys want to see that, comment below. I can go to my overall finished macros, and I'll go ahead and put my final macros for the day right here. So as you can see, I hit 55 grams of fat, 243 grams of protein, and 158 grams of carbs. Now, I talked about, I think in an episode or two ago, about macros, and I gave myself macro ranges, right? Right now I'm trying to hit 55 grams of fat a day, 150 grams of carbs, and 250 grams of protein. But here I went 8 over on carbs, so I went from, instead of 150, I got 158. My protein was at 243, so I was 7 short, fat was spot on. So my thought process here, typically on protein and carbs, I give it a 10 gram swing either direction. But if I can, like today, I'm a little lower on protein, about 7 grams, but I'm only up 8 on carbs. So in all reality, my calorie difference over what I'm trying to hit every day that my macros add up to is only off by 4 calories. My macros are right where they need to be. That's my final macros for the day. This has been a full day of eating. I'm just trying to show you guys that you can have your clean stuff and your good wholesome stuff. Then you can also, too, a couple scoops of protein powder and a few ingredients, have yourself something that really feels like dessert. And you know what? We're gonna go ahead and have some of this almond butter right here on camera. It's been such a long time. We're going to take our thing here, put it on top of this. Oh my gosh. Okay. Thank you guys, as always, for watching. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Comment below if you want to see more full days of eating. I'll switch things up. Maybe I'll do like an all fast food full day of eating or something where I show you how to hit all your macros for the day without ever making anything in your kitchen. Yeah, something like that would be cool. Let me know what you guys want to see in the comment box. Like, subscribe, all that stuff. As always, don't forget to smile, remain positive, and pay someone a compliment because you never know whose day you could be making better. With that, I'm out here. This has been a Remington James production, and I will see you guys at the next video. See you guys, and don't be jealous. Don't be jealous. Later.